Do. Right then, I think. Are we live properly? Oh yeah, no, yeah, we are live. Cool. It's a weird one again because it comes on straight away instead of me clicking a button now. So that strikes me as odd all the time whenever I'm coming live now. Well, I don't come live anymore. That's the thing. But I will be coming live more often now it is summer. So what I'll do is I'll wait for some people to come in. I don't know how many people are going to be here. It might only be literally one or two people because I know I've not been live for 6 months. I honestly don't even know when the last live was. It was a very long time ago. So yeah, I'll just see who's in, who pops in. It'll be really nice if I see a couple of familiar names, but obviously I know with YouTube notifications and all the rest of it, when someone isn't live for 6 months or so, the notifications just go and people don't really get notified anymore or anything like that. So we'll just see, but I can see BCP's in already, which it shocks me to see anyone of the old regulars. So I'm very thankful that BCP's in there. So I hope you're doing all right, BCP. Say in the chat, how you're doing, all the rest of it, what's been happening with you. It'll be great to catch up with people if obviously we get any of the regulars in. It'd be lovely to see what's going on in their life and all the rest of it. But yeah, as I say, YouTube notifications when you don't do a live for so long, God, you know what it's like. We just go weird. We've got Chris in as well. Hi there. Adz, what day is it? It is Friday today. I know. I did put Thursday on the title, but I'm well aware. I'm not deluded. It is Friday. I was actually going to do this yesterday, but for some reason it got to about 8 o'clock or something, and I didn't do it. So I thought I've got to do it tonight. Oh, we've got Antoinette in as well. Hi there. It's so nice to see 3 or 4 people here from obviously 6 months ago. I honestly didn't expect. I thought maybe we would get 1 or 2 people for the entire show, and we're literally 3 minutes into the show and we've got 4 people in. This is incredible. So thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for sticking with the channel throughout this time. And I am back for summer. I am back doing Thursday talks every day, and we'll see after summer what I can do. I can't make any promises. Next year is a more hectic year for me at university, so I really can't make any promises to people what I'm doing, when, all the rest of it. But for summer, for the next 11 weeks, that's right, I'm at home for 11 weeks now after Sunday. And then I've got another 3 weeks when I'm in my new flat, which I'll do a video of my new flat. Well, I would assume it'd be alright actually. I was just going to say, I wonder if I'd be alright doing that considering it's not halls anymore and all the rest of it, and I've got a rental contract, but I'm sure I'd be alright doing a video. But yeah, so I'll do something like that on the flat, and I will obviously be able to do Thursday Talks for a few weeks after that, because I've got 3 weeks in my new flat where I am not doing anything before university. So that'll be cool. So I've actually got a very, very long time off for summer. It surprised me immensely, because I've had from the 20th of May off, and I've got till the 20th of September. That's 16 weeks off. 16 weeks off. That's ridiculous. I mean, obviously for me, as all of you know, I'm always working on projects and things and all the rest of it. So it's not time off for me, but it is time off for me because it means at least I don't have to do the lectures and the revision and all that. So it definitely is time off. But at the same time, there's always good stuff that I can be doing. So anyway, we've got a few more people in. So we've got Daniel Moore. Hi there. How are you keeping? I'm keeping good. How about yourself? As I said a minute ago, I want to see in the chat comments about people's lives, what's happening, how have you been doing over the last 6 months. I've not been on at all on the live stream, so tell me what's happening in your life. That'd be really, really good to see. But yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing fine. I'm glad that the exam season is over. I'm glad that the lectures are over, and that, because the second semester, I will tell you, it was tough. It was tough. I've mentioned here and there on videos that I've done that, of course, I was doing brain anatomy for part of it. That was one of the modules. And as you can imagine, neuroanatomy, neurophysiology is not the easiest thing in the world. So it was quite challenging, to say the least. It took a lot of figuring things out, trying to think, you know. And I managed to get through it. I managed to do a lot of revision as well. I did 2 weeks before the exam, I was doing about 4 or 5 hours of revision a day solely on brain anatomy. So you can imagine my brain was just, you know, there was nothing. So yeah, I'm glad I'm keeping well, because I've not got that revision anymore. So it was all right, but no, it was very fun. I immensely enjoyed brain anatomy, immensely, and it really gave me a newfound perspective on certain psychological phenomenon that I've previously looked at and things. So it was brilliant, it really was. But as you can imagine, it was very hard at the same time. It looks like Adz has a little bit of bad. You know what? It's funny, because I was just thinking, I was eating my tea before, and just after I'd eaten my tea and I was washing up, I thought, you know what? I'm feeling a little bit bad today. You know, I am feeling a little bit bad. So yeah, you are right, and I think it is whenever I wear this. It's a perception that I get whenever I wear this outfit that I didn't get too long ago, actually, and I've got black pants on as well. So whenever I wear this outfit, it's kind of, there is that kind of bit of bads there, and I do feel that within me, you know, as a perception of myself, which is very, very interesting. But no, I do flatter myself, because I like to dress up like this and then just imagine myself as a little bit of a bad boy, which we all know I'm not really that much of a bad boy, to be honest. But the most bad I will do is maybe smoke a cigar every now and then, and that's not really that bad, is it? So it's not like I'm one of these guys bloody doing cocaine and going to strip clubs and going down Amsterdam in the red light district or anything like that. I'm not that type of person. Sometimes I wish I was, because it would be a fun lifestyle, but I'm just not that. And no matter how many people try and get me into that, there's no way I'd ever do it, because it just isn't me. So no, but I do like to sometimes flatter myself a little bit with my dress. Oh my God, we've got a few more people in. Still got Peter A in. Hi there, Peter. How are you doing? Nice to see you again. As I said, tell me about what's happening in your life, if you'd like to. Be very nice to catch up and hear what your story is at the moment. I think I've seen videos from you anyway, Peter, so I think you're still doing videos, aren't you? I mean, I've not been watching the reselling videos, so I wouldn't know who's still about and who isn't. I know that Nick's still about, I know that Georgie's still about, because I follow George on Instagram, and obviously Nick's always about, but I follow George on Instagram and he's still going strong, so yeah, I would assume quite a lot of people are still doing the videos and stuff. I don't think it will have changed too much. We have got Leslie in there. Hi there, Leslie. Another regular. And she says, I have moved into a new home, just decorating it at the moment. What are you decorating it as? Are you going to put wallpaper up? Is it going to be paint? Sort of what colours are you thinking? What sort of scheme are you thinking? That'd be interesting to know. I didn't know there was a strip club in Bangor. No, there isn't a strip club. No, I know there isn't. I don't think so. I don't think there's no spearmint wine or anything like that. No, there's only 2 clubs in Bangor. I have yet to go to any of them. I've been to the Spoons in Bangor, and I've been to, well, the little bar down here that we have, Bar Uno, and that's it. We've not been to the Cube, which is one of the clubs, and we've not been to Academy, I think it is, or Academia. No, it's Academy. It's not Academia. Academy, which is the other one, and we've not been to them, but that'll be on the agenda next year. Now, currently, I in my flat alone. There's no one else here. I'm the last to leave. I'm leaving on Sunday. Now, that isn't actually the best strategy because, of course, if anything's broken in the flat and I'm the last to leave, or even saying that, if anything's really unclean in the flat and I'm the last to leave, well, for one, I have to do the cleaning up. But for two, obviously, if anything is broken in the flat, then, you know, that's a bloody bugger because I'm the last to leave. So it all goes on you, doesn't it? So that's, I wasn't very strategic with that one, but still, you live and learn. You have to live and learn with these things. But it would be worse because I trust and I adore all the people I've lived with. So that's fine. So we're cool. So we're on good trusting terms. It would be bad if you had people in your flat who you weren't very trusting of. That's when it would get bad. PvP's in. Hi there, PvP. I was just saying, I can't believe, I'm so thrilled to see so many regulars in the chat. I honestly thought we'd only have a couple of people in all the show. And we've got so many different people in it. It's incredible. And so many of the regulars in. So, yeah, I'm really, really happy. So I was just saying, PvP, if you want to tell us about your life, what's been happening, I'd very much like to hear it. I'm just literally going up the chat. You know what I'm like? I mean, there's not tons of chat in here, but I'm already not keeping up with the chat. It's ridiculous. We're about 10 minutes into the first live stream back, and I still can't catch up with the chat. Also, just to mention as well, just so then I know it's all right. How is the mic doing? Is it too echoey, or is it not too bad? I think I've got the mic a little bit better these days. The problem is, as I've mentioned so many times with this room, the echo, it's just a bad layout in this room. So even with the best will in the world, with trying to figure out this mic and do all the different nuances, we're trying to sort it all out, it still echoes a little bit. But yeah, we're just going to have to hope that in the new place in September, it's a little bit better. But I don't know. I mean, that room does seem quite like it has quite high ceilings. So the high ceilings might be a bit of a problem, which... yeah, might not be the best. So let me just very quickly go over the chat and see if I've missed anyone as well. Knight's Life is in. We've got Michelle in. Hi there, Michelle. Good to see you again. We've got Susie in. I didn't say hi to Susie, I don't think, but I did read out your comment. Who else have we got in? I think if we go down the chat a little bit more. Oh no, that's everyone. Then PvP obviously came in a second ago. My workload at work has increased greatly the past 3 weeks, so loads of stress. That I can imagine that can't be that great. Where did you say you work again as well? I don't know whether you did say it in one of the live shows ages ago. I'm really not sure actually. But you've probably mentioned it sometime. But you know, it's just God. Names and workplaces and all that, they're not my strong suit. Ask one of the girls in my flat. They are my memory. I don't have a memory. I don't have a memory for anything. There's only a couple of things I have a memory for, and we all know what they are, me being a man and all. But other than that, there's nothing I have a memory for. My memory is shot. So, yeah, I just... they're my memory. And they say to me, oh yeah, you said that last week. And otherwise I end up repeating myself about 5 times. I mean, you know, you've said that 4 times in the last 3 weeks. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great, but still. It works out in the end. Sounds clear to me. Oh, brilliant. That's good. That's good. I'm glad, because I thought I did get it sorted out. It does seem all right. Is the Burger King next to Marks and Spencer's still making unique food? It's not even open, you know. It is not even open. And I don't even think it's there anymore. I think it's moved because we went to a Burger King just outside of Bangor. I don't know where it is. It's on sort of like a bypass or motorway when you're going outside of Bangor. It's not too far outside of Bangor, maybe like 15 minutes outside or something, 10 minutes outside. And it was there, and there was a Burger King there. Now, the one in town... not far from Aldi, I believe it is, and near M&S, that one looks dark, and they have a notice up in the window, and I can't remember, I read it one time, and I can't remember whether it said that they've closed down, or they've closed down because of COVID, or something, I don't know, but it looked very, very dark inside, and it didn't look like it was very well kept either, so it may very well have been that it's moved now, but... Yeah, there definitely is one outside of Bangor though. I've not been to the Burger King though, other than that one outside of Bangor, but I've not been to that one in town. The Mackey's is alright, and the KFC is not bad in Bangor as well. They're alright. And the wok, I mean, I've tried every bloody takeout in Bangor, loads of the bloody takeout. The wok and go, is it? Wok and go, that's good, although it's very pricey. £7.50 for a bloody regular carton of noodles. That's daylight robbery to me, and I only went there once. I'm never going there. Well, I might go there if I really want it, but I'm not going there bloody every week or every 2 weeks. £7.50? You must be joking. £7.50 for a carton of noodles. You think, what the hell is the world coming to? It's like, it just... So I'm not, I'm not dealing with that anymore. God damn it. Oh, also, yeah, that was the other thing. I haven't seen Shazad in a while. He did comment on one of my videos, by the way, about a week ago, or maybe just a few days ago. And he said, the comment was, hump the chair. And it quite amused me because I saw it pop up, and I thought to myself, oh, Shazad's still around then. And that, I think that kind of prompted me as well to kind of think, oh, I better do Thursday Talks, because I think I saw his comment, and I think that kind of just cemented it in my mind a bit more. But I do have to say something anyway. If you look up there, it says no more ads cards. Now, we're not doing ads cards anymore for the simple reason that obviously it wasn't very conducive to my own psychological development to do those ads cards. There is obvious reasons for that, but there is more intricate reasons for that, which I'm not going to go into because it's superfluous. It's just unnecessary and abundant. But we're not going to do them anymore simply for that reason. Now, what I might consider doing, because I know that people have got loads of ads cards and have possibly spent money on them, or maybe been gifted them by people or gifted them by myself, is I might do one stream over the next few weeks where we just get loads of ads cards out. You've got your fill, you've done them as like kind of one last blowout, and then we'll move on, because I don't think it's particularly fair of me to just say, right, no ads cards now, when loads of people have bought them, loads of people have got them, etc. So it might be better just to do one final blowout. We'll have a laugh with the ads cards, and then we'll move on. But no, I can't do them anymore. I need to find a more psychologically suitable way of putting some fun into the streams, rather than the kind of very, not derogatory, but what's the word? Kind of denigrating. Is that the word? Let me type that in just to check if that's the right. Denigrate. I think it is the right word. Criticize, no, disparage. Maybe not. But you know what I mean anyway. It's kind of degrading. Is that not denigrate? Degrade. That's it. Degrading. So yeah, it's a bit degrading, and psychological development and all the rest of it. It doesn't really suit that. So anyway, we might do a stream. We probably will do a stream in the next few weeks where it'll be like a sole ads card stream. Get them out, and we'll have some fun, as I say, and that'll be that. But yeah, I will try and find some sort of new way of putting a bit of fun into the streams, because the loss of the ads cards were really fun, and the ads cards were really interesting and different, and it did add interest to the stream. So I will try and think about something else, and if anyone's got any ideas, be my guest, whack it in the chat. We'll just have to see if we can find something. So then, let me just go up the chat. Let's see what's happening. I'm down the chat again. It's ridiculous. I book appointments for insurance agents. I can imagine, on the phone all day calling strangers, trying to talk to them into, but yeah, I can imagine it must be hard, because a lot of people really just don't want it, don't they? They just don't want to entertain it. So I can imagine you get some pretty fierce conversations as well, like some pretty bad people and all the rest of it. So it's not an easy job by any means. Yeah. Just off the A555, the service station, prices are they really prices so ridiculous? Well, the thing is, I didn't actually buy anything there. Obviously I went there with my friends, they got stuff, But yeah, I don't know. So they just paid on card and all the rest of it. But yeah, it very well could be prices are higher, because the thing is, like, with fast food in general these days, prices. I mean, I just quoted that bloody Wok and Go, didn't I? How much was that? $7.50, and that's like generally that sort of idea of fast food. So it's getting that way. I mean, McDonald's is the same. McDonald's is going up in price slightly. Subway is quite expensive. I mean, £5.80. It's £5.80 for a bloody foot long. That's a lot. For a sandwich for lunch, £6 for a sandwich for lunch. That's a lot. So, you know, it is kind of it isn't great. Watch out for one in Menai Bridge. They got caught using seagulls. They got caught? You are kidding. No, you're having me on. That's a joke, that is. They didn't get caught using seagulls. No way. No way did they get caught using it. I don't believe that. Bloody hell. Loving all the big words. Yeah, but you know, that's very funny, because my friend, I was round his new house about 2 months ago, and I said to him the word superfluous, and he said, "Ooh, get you using all these big words." And I was like, "What? It's only superfluous. It's not like crazy, but you know, I suppose. I mean, you know what I used to say? I never used to say that word right. I used to say superfluous. I used to say to everyone, "Oh, that's really superfluous," because I didn't know how to pronounce it. And then I think it was my mum who told me, or so, I don't know, my grandma, my mum, someone like that. And they said, "You know, it's superfluous. It's not superfluous." Superfluous. God damn it. Oh, that's funny. But you know what I'm like? If there's one person who's bad at pronunciation of words, see, I'm even questioning myself right now, because is it pronunciation or pronunciation or whatever the other one is? So I don't know. That's the thing. So I'm just terrible at that. And all the Latin words that I know from reading Jung, or reading psychoanalytic stuff, or reading alchemy stuff. God, don't ask me if I'm pronouncing them right. I do not know. I haven't. I probably am not, but we'll see. I was supposed to work all day today. I told the lady who schedules the hours that I really needed to chat with my online friends, because I can imagine. You do. You just need time to relax. Yeah, you know, we can't all work all the time. I don't do. What I do is, obviously, mine's very my kind of job per se, which isn't particularly a job, but my kind of attitude towards life at the moment is very, very weird and odd, and it is still very much kind of like self-employed area. And of course, I still run my business. I've still got the business as an entity, and of course, I still do my tax return for my investing stuff, and I have still sold things on eBay this year, so I still have to do my tax return for that. But what I do is, I get up early, go to bed late, but I'll have breaks in the day for a good time. You know, I'll go for a walk for an hour or even 2 hours, and so that's a nice break. So we all need those breaks. I mean, for me personally, I've always said I never really take full days off. It's just, and I'm not saying that because it's like, oh yeah, you're brilliant because you don't take full days off. It's not anything like that. It's just the way my attitude to life works, the way my brain works. It's wired that way. You know, some people have like more drive naturally. I don't know why, but you just have more want to work in that way. Whereas like other people, what they'll do is they might actually have incredible drive, but they'll work like for 4 weeks, and then they'll take a few days off, or they'll work for 8 weeks or 12 weeks or whatever the time scale is, then take a few days off, and they'll do it that way. Whereas I do it an opposite way, really, because I just work all the time, but I do little times off in the day, so it works out the same. It works out as if I'm working like 12 weeks and then taking a few days off, because it's the same time-wise, it's just I'm doing it in a different structure. But, no, you definitely need time off, and you definitely need just to chill. And it's like, when I get back home, my friend's got both of my friends have got new puppies. And so I'm going to go, I can't wait to go around there and see them new puppies. I'm dying. You keep sending me blooming photos and videos of them, and I'm like, I want to go round and pet that puppy. I don't want to be here in Bangor. I want to go round there and pet that puppy. So and play with it and throw the little toys it's got in the garden and all that. But and so I'm going to have a nice break doing that. And if the weather's nice, which the weather it seems to be looking okay in Northwich where I am when I get back. But it seems to be looking okay, and so we'll be able to do that. And so I'll spend a good few hours around there of the day doing that, and that's my day off in a sense. But I'd be working in the morning, and I'd be working in the evening. But obviously, most of the day I'll be just doing that. So that's how I work, and it works for me, and it works for so many other people. And it's very reminiscent of that reseller lifestyle. The reseller lifestyle is very much like that. But no, we all need time off. Don't be fooled, Mark. Adz just uses long words to make himself sound more photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, brilliant. Photosynthesis. That's great. My input is that I don't care if you just let the ads cards go. I don't care that I still have some. Well, I just feel it would be nice. So I think I will do that stream. Just to close it off, we can do the ads cards. People can utilize them. And then obviously, we can move forward. She could tell I needed my social media time because I was quite upset as I wasn't scheduled to work all day, and she said I needed to work all day just before my shift ended. Yeah, God. Yeah, because you're in that mindset, aren't you? Well, I'm not working. And then suddenly, boom, they say you work. Because a lot of my friends have talked to me about that, actually, where they've had the same situation. So they've not been scheduled to work one day, and then a couple of days before, or a day before, or whatever, they've said you're working, and it really is quite unfair. In fact, I was watching a Snapchat story of one of my friends from high school not long ago. I was watching the story, and he had a right old affair because he had to go for an operation. And he had to self-isolate because it was COVID. Well, I mean, it still is COVID times. And so he had to isolate. And he said, right, I'm going to book this time off work. And his work said, right, there you go, that's fine. We'll sort that for you, no trouble. He had like a week or 2 weeks off work to isolate. Anyway, so then we ring him up and we say, look, John, I can't, we can't do this. We've got to get basically pull you in. There's no one else. There's literally no one else to work. You've got to come in. So anyway, he's battling back and forth. What should he do? All the rest of it. And he ends up going in for like an hour and then saying, well, no, this is not right. Da da da. And then goes back home. And so then, he rings up his manager, or he maybe talks to his manager. I can't remember. I think he rings him up. And he says, I'm just walking out. And he walked out and right on him, because why should he have bloody come in there? But anyway, I don't think he had the operation in the end that week. Not because of that, but because of something else. There's got loads of other complications or whatever. And mishaps with the NHS and all, which you can't really blame them at the moment with regards to technical mishaps and stuff, because they have so much going on. I mean, my friend's a doctor anyway, so I know that I try and be quite sympathetic to the NHS, because I know that he works really hard, and I think that when you have someone who works really hard as a part of that, you're not really the type of person to start scorning it and start saying, oh, well, it's a load of crap that, and they're not really doing very good, or they're not doing this, or they're not doing that, or they're not doing the best they can. The fact is that them doctors and those nurses are working flat out. So if you're saying that they're not doing the best they can, you're mistaken, because they are doing the best they can, and they have to work a crap ton of hours, and they're working themselves half to death at them. Well, not necessarily right now, but back especially about 6 months ago or a year ago, working themselves half to death just to get the country back in a state of repair, really, and health again. And considering what we've been through, it's ridiculous. It's an incredibly huge thing that we've been through, and that we're still slowly going through. So, I do like to be quite sympathetic there. But no, so that happened to him. And I mean, that was even a worse circumstance, because that wasn't moral, really. They shouldn't have said that. I don't even think that's I don't know whether that is legal or anything. I'm not sure. But the fact is that they said that that's what he had to do and all the rest of it. And it was good on him that he turned around in the end and just said, no, I'm not doing it. So but that's that, innit? That's that. She was really understanding and gave me the day off, so glad I work at a small company. Oh, there we go, yeah, so that's not too bad. Yeah, that's alright, at least you've got the day off and everything. One caught using seagulls, this one near where they film round. Really? I still can't believe it. I still can't believe that we were caught using seagulls. It seems too weird. Will there be an ads card NFTs? What does NFTs mean? NFTs, I do not have a clue. So with no ads cards, I guess the format will change. No more chair. Well, definitely no more chair humping. We could say that for certain. But I don't know. I mean, really, it'll be questions in the chat. It'll be questions around psychology, around reselling, around investing, around poetry, around whatever the channel is. Because you know what the channel's like at the moment. It's bloody covering everything. It's covering everything under the bloody sun. So whatever questions you want to throw at me, I'll do my best to try and answer in a sort of maybe philosophical or psychological or reselling or whatever manner. Whatever's applicable to that particular question. And we'll have a chat and we'll catch up with people in the chat. It'll be on a Thursday here. It'll be a social affair, a social gathering, as it kind of always has been. And we all have a chat. We all check in with one another. We see how we're doing. We just have a nice chat, as we do. And if there's anything particularly that week that I'm doing that's of interest, then I'll talk about that. For example, if I'm doing something particularly interesting with my reselling over summer, we'll make that more of a topic. If I've done something particularly interesting with regards to psychology, we'll maybe talk about that a little bit. If I've done something particularly interesting with investing, we'll talk about that a little, so it's just whatever, it'll be what it is. Now, as I said, it would be good to formulate some sort of slightly extra thing as well, like the ads cards. The ads cards were like an extra, like an accessory, a good accessory that we could call upon, and that would just elevate it. So what we might try and think about, or what I might try and think about, is another accessory, just something there. And you see, that doesn't need to be ads cards, but it could be having a guest on the stream once every couple of weeks, or doing something along those lines, just to elevate it a bit, just to give it a bit of something, I know, let's say, having a guest on isn't the most original thing or anything like that, but if I can get some interesting guests on, then there you go, we can have a nice little two-way conversation, and people can put in the chat their comments and their questions, and it'll be really good. So there's that element in there, really. We can do that. So yeah. Let me just check. I will answer that. I saw it, PvP. I will answer that question in a second. What I'm trying to find in the chat is where Michelle has put NFTs. What is an NFT? NFTs can be used... Yeah, but what does it stand for? What does the NFT stand for? Non-financial technicalities. I don't know. NFT. National Film and Television School. No, it's not. It's not that, is it? Non-fungible token. Is that it? Non-fungible token? What the hell is that? Fungible? Fungible? What does fungible mean? Non-fungible token. NFTs can be used to represent items such as photos, videos, audio, and other types of digital files. Oh, it's an idea for the stream. Okay. So what do those, how do I for example, if I was going to implement those, is there a site, is there a website I go to, or are they things like stickers that you can do on YouTube? For example, when people do the membership, or even just do stickers generally, Have you like those? I don't know. The other thing I was going to talk about is about 8 months ago now, I got the ability to do membership on my channel. And thank you very much, Antoinette. That's very much appreciated. Good to have you back. Thank you very much. And I'm glad to see you in the chat as well. It was very nice when I saw you, as with all of the other regulars. So yeah, thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. So yeah, I got membership about 8 months ago. And you see, I didn't do it because, well, I thought, bugger it, there's no point in me doing it. And I don't think there is a point in me doing it, really. And the fact is, what does it do? It gives people a few stickers, and that's about it. It doesn't... You see, the ads cards were at least a little bit more than that, weren't they? Whereas the stickers are just stickers. They're not really anything. But, you know, you go in the chat and, okay, let's say you do the membership and you pay 99 pence a month, or you pay 1.99 or 2.99 a month, or whatever it is it's set at. I don't know. I think I can say it whatever I want, actually. Although there might be levels. But all you do is you get the stickers. And it's like, well, what's the point? Because, so is people going to put a few stickers in? But it just doesn't seem... You know, in the chat, it just doesn't seem that much. You know, it doesn't seem like it has much flavour. So, and I like to... It's an odd word to use, I suppose, flavour, but that's what it is, isn't it? It doesn't have flavour. It doesn't have any little bite. I want something that gives people something. I don't want it just to be, oh, well, you pay 99p or 2.99 a month just for some stickers. Now, if people want that, of course, I would consider doing it. But on the flip side of that, what I would also say is I'd try and, if I was doing the membership, I'd look into it and I'd think to myself, what does this give people aside from the stickers? And can there be anything else that it gives people aside from the stickers and the emojis or whatever it is? And then if I can build on that, then I'd do the membership. Because if I can build on it, then people are getting something extra. They're not just getting the stickers. So we'll see with that anyway. Unfortunately, I won't be on Thursday Talks, as I will be probably working. Glad this Thursday Talks is on a Friday. Well, you know what we could always do? Whatever, because it might be better. I don't know whether you are working Fridays. You might be working Fridays as well. But it might be better to do it on a Friday anyway. I think a lot of people would be better to do it on a Friday as it is, rather than a Thursday. So I mean, I could always change it to a Friday if it's easier. And I think a lot of people would say that Friday might be better. I mean, I know some people go out and everything, but if people are going out, they're probably going out at 8 or 9, aren't they? So not 7. So it might work. It might work better. So we'll just see anyway. But it might be the case that you're working Friday. So I mean, we might just leave it Thursdays if that's the case. And I mean, I could always do it a little bit later. I had no problem as doing it at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or something like that. It really doesn't matter to me. Time is flexible. So it depends though, because I know that you're in a different time zone in the US. So it might be the case that it would be the case even at 9 o'clock you'd be working, because it'd be 3 or 4, wouldn't it? So I don't think it would matter, would it really? By the way, does anyone know why Beck didn't do a chinwag today? Are they still doing the chinwags? Wow. What number are they on? Let me check what number they're on. They must be on a lot. Is it here? Because they've got the shop now. They're still doing the shop, aren't they? I'm writing that. I think they are. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. That's cool. They're doing good on views as well, aren't they? They're getting like close to 1,000 views on a lot of stuff. The other one, that one a couple of days ago, even a week ago now, 1,500 views, 6k subs. They've gone up loads. They're doing well. Subscribers, 15. Oh, we've got the same amount actually for the last 30 days. Views they're doing quite well on. Not bad. 9 videos in the last 30 days. That's good. Yeah, so that's that. Also, another thing just to mention, you'll note that I, of course, I'm back doing the poetry videos. I've been doing the poetry videos, well, I've been doing them for a while now, but the new ones are a different style. the reason the new ones were a different style is because I've actually got a guy who does them for me now. I do the narration, of course, because, well, it's kind of that thing of a poet always likes to narrate his own poetry or their own poetry. And so, I'd never give up narrating my own poetry. I mean, someone else could narrate it, of course, and do it narrate it wherever they're going to narrate it on their channel or whatever. I don't mind that. I don't have an attachment to my poetry in that way, but I like to narrate it if I'm doing it on my channel. And again, like if I died or anything, I wouldn't have any issue whatsoever of other people narrating it or other people taking it and using it freely, because I think that's what poetry should be about. It should be about the experience and the feeling behind it, not clinging to it as necessarily directly your own or anything. It's just about the experience and what it can provide people. But certainly if I'm publishing it on my channel, I'm going to be doing the narration. So I do the narrations and I send it to him, and for like 7-8 quid, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. In fact, he has just put the price up a little bit. It's 11 quid now, but even 11 quid, it's genius. That's a brilliant price. And he'll put a video to it, and the great thing about this guy is he puts the video to it that really does match it, which I really do like. He really does get it on a good note. And he puts a little bit of an echo on the voice, which, to be honest, I might tell him in future just to lower that echo a little bit, because it might just be a little bit too much. But what we'll do is, if any of you guys could watch one of the poetry videos, either the two that are going to come out, there's one that's come out, and that is My Soul's Lasting Embrace, and that was one of his. That was the first one of his where I sent it to him and he did it. The next one that comes out is in a couple of days' time. No, maybe on the 14th, I think it is. And that's The Man in the Moon. Now, if you could watch those and just write a little comment down below and say to me if it was alright or if it wasn't. Because if you say to me, oh, hang on, Adam, the echo was just a little bit too high in that. Or if you say to me, Adam, the video just wasn't quite that great on that one, then what I can do is I can get on to him straight away. He's a brilliant guy. He revises all of these things for me really quickly and in a professional manner. And I just say to him, look, my audience would like it just if the echo's a little bit lower, and personally myself as well, I've noticed that the echo's a little bit low, and I'd send that to him, and then he sorts it for me, and then the next ones will be a lower echo, or the next ones will be slightly lower music, or whatever it is people desire. So just to make it good, make it uniform, make it nice. But so far as I'm aware, and so far as I've watched the videos back that he sent me, they're good. I do like them. And what it does is it outsources for me, and it saves me about an hour and a half finding the music, editing it myself in Premiere Pro, doing the video, doing the music, doing well, obviously I still do the narration, but the putting the words on the screen, you know what I mean, the lyrics. And are they called lyrics in poetry actually or not? I don't think they are. Well, just verses, I suppose. But doing them on Premiere Pro, and then obviously publishing it, I don't have to do that. So I don't have to do that side of things. So it does save me about an hour and a half. And paying 11 quid, previously I'd say 7 or 8 quid, for an hour and a half of time back, to me that's invaluable. And I'd pay 20 quid for that, because it's the time. When you're in business long enough, you really start to understand the time is where it's at. An hour and a half worth of my time is like, to me, in terms of what I would pay someone to get that time back, I'd pay him like 30 quid to get that time back. I'm not saying that I'm worth that, but I know what I can do in that time to be able to produce future value in my life and in other people's lives. So for me, I would pay that to someone to get that time back. And I think a lot of people would. I really do. So yeah, it is absolutely brilliant. So I just want to make sure that people are okay with the poetry. People are, it's good. It's the decent video. So if someone could do that, or if a few of you could do that, that would be excellent. And I've really enjoyed doing the poetry videos, and I have got a lot of poetry in the bank, ready to narrate, ready to send to this guy, and then ready to upload. There's going to be tons of it, and it'll be years of doing this. It'll be years of doing this. Because obviously I write poetry almost every day. There's another one, and then I narrate it and I send it. And I will only be selecting the good poems. But saying that, some of the poetry more recently, obviously 2 years ago, a year ago, my poetry was crap. It was terrible. Obviously, I can't really say it's great now, because in a year's time I might think, oh, that was really bad poetry. But as far as I can discern, on trying to look at it genuinely and honestly and critiquing it, it's not bad poetry. The poetry that I produce at the moment is okay. It's alright. So it's worthy of going on YouTube, a lot of it. Especially the stuff that I've done over the last 3 months specifically, which isn't actually the 2 videos that I've already published, My Soul's Last Embrace and The Man in the Moon. That one going to be published on the 14th. Those 2 are actually from about, it must be getting on for a year ago now. So those are actually quite old poems. So the new stuff that I've been doing in the last 3 or 4 months is good. And I really want to get that narrated and get that out there. And of course, I've said in another video, I don't know whether that video's out yet, but I'm working on another couple of poetry books at the minute. I've just previously gone through loads of my other 2 poetry books and restructured them, reformatted them, all that sort of stuff, making sure they are better than they were. Obviously, they're not the best books in the world because they were my early poetry as it was. And I did debate, actually, whether I should just take those books down, unpublish them. And I was talking to a friend, actually, who was saying, what you want to do is only publish, the best poetry. Because when people find you, then they'll only see that. And I thought, that is really good. That is a good piece of advice. But I don't want to do that. And I'll tell you for why I don't want to do that. Because poetry is a lifetime thing for me. I'm going to be a poet all my life. So when I'm 50 years old, and maybe I do have a bit of a following for my poetry then, I want those people to be able to go back to my first book. I'll probably be on my 12th book by then or something ridiculous. I want those people to go back to my first book and be able to see the progression. I don't want it just be, I published this great poetry straight off, and look at me, and look, I was a bloody brilliant poet straight away from the offset. That's not how it was at all. I was terrible at poetry. Terrible at it. And then I've just slowly got a bit better and a bit better and a bit better. And so I want them to see that. I want them to see that progression. Not solely for those people, but more so for, imagine if a 20-year-old, let's say when I'm 50 or 55, imagine if a 20-year-old who's an inspiring poet comes up and they read one of my books, and imagine if all of the books were really top-notch quality poetry. They're going to be thinking to themselves, holy crap, I can't do this, I can't do what this guy's done, or my poetry's not as good as this guy's. Whereas, if I publish my early poetry, which, it's like that, it's okay. The stuff in my first books is okay. It's not terrible by any means. It's just okay. But if I publish that, then they can go and see that, and then they can think, hang on a minute, I'm 20-odd years old, and this guy, when he wrote his first book, was 20-odd years old, and look, his poetry, it wasn't all that at my age. So then it gives them something, you see. It makes them think, actually I can do this, and they end up going for it. So you see, that's one of the main reasons I think publishing those early works is necessary. It's only like with rappers as well, like Eminem. If you go on YouTube, I swear you can find early freestyles where he's in maybe not car parks or something, but I don't know, something like that, underground type thing. And he's fairly, to be honest, to be fair to him, I think he was fairly good back then, even when he was younger. But still, it gives encouragement to people because they can see that he's just starting out, and it encourages people to see that. And now, of course, I mean, Eminem's like an OG. I mean, he's brilliant. Even like his last album was really, I really enjoyed that. So especially some of the songs like Alfred's Theme and what's the other one? My friend Ryan told me. Well, he made me listen to it, and after I listened to it, I was like, Jesus, that's brilliant. I forgot what it was, but it was on Music to Be Murdered By. But so it's brilliant. And I mean, Eminem for me is a poet. He's not just a rapper or anything. He's a poet. There's no doubt in that whatsoever. He's a brilliant poet. And I mean, music is just poetry, just to a melody. It's poetry to a melody, basically. Good music. I mean, crap music isn't, of course, but good music is, and it's creative and it's artistic and it's all the rest of it. But yeah, anyway, so that's it. I'm rambling. Sorry, I'll get back to the chat. We've probably lost a load of chat here. Not sure. I could be working Fridays. Not sure as my schedule might be reduced because I'm struggling with workload. Well, I would say if you can, get on to whoever it is you need to get on to, and just let them know, as you did the other day. Just let them know that you're struggling. And maybe they'll go easy on you. Maybe they'll just help you out in some way. It's the best thing to do. There's no point suffering in silence. I mean, mental health these days with regards to COVID is worse as well. So that's something to be bearing in mind. And it's something for employers to bear in mind as well with regards to actually them helping people out, helping their employees out, and not going so hard on them. And I think that some employers have done that over the COVID time. My mum's work was not so bad with that, actually. In fact, they were pretty good. But some other employers haven't been as good. And so it's not the best. And I think other employers should be a bit better. Have you ever thought of writing actual songs? I have done. I did write, because sometimes what I do is I'll just sing out loud, and it'll just be random stuff, and sometimes I think, oh, there's actually a verse in there, and I'm just singing something random, and sometimes I do write that down, and most of the time I'll turn it into a poem, so it won't ever get to be a song, it'll just be a poem, or it'll just be a straggler, and when I say straggler, I mean, it's on my phone notes, and it just stays there, and it gets buried by other phone notes and all the rest of it. And there's probably entire poems, in terms of that I could formulate from all the stragglers. I could do a straggler poem where I literally go through all the stragglers, restructure it, of course, reword it a bit, and make an entire poem out of all the different bits of stragglers that I've got. So that might be interesting. I could do that, and I could call it the straggler poem, something like that. I could even do a book on that when I'm old enough and I've got enough stragglers. I could do an entire book, and I could call it the Stragglers Book, or Stragglers Poetry, or something like that. And we could do an entire book on that, and we could see how good it is. We could see if it's actually a good book, or if it's actually good poetry, or if it isn't good poetry. Obviously, if it wasn't very good poetry, I wouldn't publish it, but hopefully we could get it to be a good poetry and then publish it. That'd be quite interesting. But no, I mean, it isn't. You see, I've got a lot to do in my life, and let's say I've got a lot to do because I feel like I've got the drive to do it. Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen in my life. I can't predetermine that, but I do want to do a lot, and I want to diversify quite a lot, and I want to do many different things. I mean, I already do a good few things, but I mean, doing music would be another thing, and I don't know really. I think it would be too much of an egoic thing for me to say, well, I'll do singing, because I don't think I'm that great at singing. But what I could do is I could write the lyrics for people and get someone else to sing it. That's something I could very much do. Or I could produce, obviously I'd have to have the money and the people in my life and all the rest of it, and motivation, or all that. But I could do some sort of record label or something like that in my 40s or my 50s. You see, what I always think about this time now, I know it's a very Gary V kind of mentality, which has its drawbacks and its positives as a mentality. But I think of my life now as just setting the stage. Gary V talks about this. He says, when people get to 25, they think the game's over. But what they don't realise is they're still in the what's the word for when you're in that waiting room before you go out on the pitch? Like they're still in the not the laundry room. That's the you know what I mean. They're still in that waiting room. Even at 25, they're still in that waiting room, and the game doesn't start till they're 40 odd. It's that's my mentality. So I'm like, when I'm 45 or when I'm 55, I always make the joke because I have a very numinous or synchronous experience with the number 56, and for the last 3 years or so, it's followed me around. I see 56 all the time on various different things. It's weird, almost every day. And so I always make the joke that when I'm 56, that's when I've kind of made it. That'll be my year. That'll be my main year, right? And so when I'm in my 40s and my 50s, that's the time for my peak. That's like, holy shit, who is this guy? What is he doing? You know, he's got all these things going. A good person to look at, while not the only person to look at, is Kevin Hart. You see, he does a lot of things now. He's into real estate and he's into coaching, and he's done his comedy, of course, and he does podcasts, and he's a little bit of kind of like a motivational speaker. He does acting. He does all, you know, he's got all these facets, you see. And so to do that, something like that, you know, although of course it would be very, very different for me. It might not be in the realm of acting or anything like that, or it very likely wouldn't be at the realm of being known as a celebrity, but it would just be, well, I'm a psychologist, and I also do investing, and I also do poetry, and I also do a little bit of this. I dabble in this thing, like I said, with maybe the songwriting and selling that to songwriters or whatever, or doing something like that. Or maybe I'll do a bit of art sometime. Maybe I'll try and get better at art and then do a little bit of that. So to me, it's just whatever comes, you know, and that's the beauty of life, because you don't know what's going to come, and you just try things out and see what happens. And so yeah, it's definitely something that I've thought about a lot of things, and that's been in there. Time is valuable, the only commodity we have in our lives. It is very true. By the way, I'm on Facebook now. Oh, that's interesting. Any poems on for unrequited love? In a way, the one that I just published, My Soul's Lasting Embrace, that's unrequited love in the sense of reality. In reality, that was unrequited love. But the poem itself kind of has a little bit more of a positive end, because it says, I'm moved in she turns around as stolen time slips away. I'm moved in once moved in excitation. I can't remember actually the last verse. I think that might be the first verse actually I'm quoting there. But as stolen time slips away, I'm at once moved in excitation, And so it has a bit of a positive end to it, but actually that was unrequited love. There's no chance of that ever happening. So yeah, you know, that's kind of that. But I've got a few on unrequited love, but the ones previous weren't really that great that I did maybe about 2 years ago or a year ago. The ones that I've done now aren't really on unrequited love so much. Maybe one, something like that. But yeah, but it's a good one, unrequited love, because in fact, Nietzsche, the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, said that someone who's wise always respects their unrequited love. And now, I forgot the rest of that quote, so which is a bit crap, because it's the rest of the quote that's actually the important bit. But he said that it's necessary for experience in some particular way anyway. And it was a very interesting quote when I researched it. It was in that book actually. Oh no, I've not got it up there. I've packed all my stuff away for Sunday. It was in Lillian Fayro's book, The Jungian Analyst, on Nietzsche. It's called Friedrich Nietzsche, A Psychological Approach to His Work and Life. Very good book. Right then, let me see. PvP, I listen to YouTube in the car all the time on my phone. I just lock the screen so it's sound and no video. There we go. Gotta start somewhere. Early work might not be great, but you have to go through the process to learn and improve. Oh, you do, of course. The past 16 months have been challenging work hard all week and come home to an empty apartment. Really need my social time on Fridays and Saturdays. Well, I mean, the only things you can do is like, if you've got, let's say, a little social circle, you know, go out to the bars, go out somewhere, you know, find more people. Like, it's only like with here at university, I have a certain social circle, and I'm constantly trying to meet new people because it's, well, for one, it's very interesting for me to meet new people, as it is for many people. But for two, of course, like, you've got a certain number of people that you're with quite a lot. Like, for example, in my flat, I'm with quite a lot of people quite a lot of the time. And so it's nice to go outside and then think, well, I've got these people outside here. And of course, I mean, doing psychology, I have a lot of friends, you know, who do psychology. And of course, that'll translate when I've done the course into friends who are psychologists as well, like me. And that's really nice, because obviously only psychologists get other psychologists, you know. You can't really, if, let's say, I'm talking to someone who isn't a psychologist, I can be perfect friends with them, no trouble, of course, but it's always nice when they are a psychologist, because you're on that wavelength, you see, and you know things, and you know that they know things about human nature that are hidden, whereas when you're talking to other people, they don't see the hidden stuff. So it's always not. It's kind of like you're a little bit of an alien, you see, when you're a psychologist or you're anything like that. Even if you're a physician, same is true with a physician, or another one, a physicist. I mean, with any career, really, you're alienated to a degree because you have your specific jargon of that field. And if you have your specific jargon, you're alienated to other people when you're talking to them to a certain degree, or to a greater or lesser degree. And it's specifically true of physicists and artists and physicians and psychologists and people like that, because those are the kind of people who have some sort of inner realm that they know about, and that they know about in an intricate manner, and that they have a certain skill that they've developed within the world as well. And so it is nice to talk to those people. So obviously in my flat, I've got one other person doing psychology, so that's nice. And I spend quite a lot of time with the flat. But when I go outside, I've got those friends outside. So, I mean, it is just about being proactive and just getting out there, really, and doing what you can. But the problem is, like, if you're not at university, you know, for me, it's easy, because it's like, oh, yeah, well, I'll just go out there and look, there's bloody people walking around everywhere. Hi there, I'm Adam, how you doing, what course you on? And you've always got an opening, because you can literally just walk up to anyone, which I don't walk up to anyone, because sometimes I think, oh God, maybe I shouldn't walk up to this person, but sometimes I will. In the early time of university, I did, and I walk up to them, and you've always got an opening, because you can say, hi there, I'm Adam, I'm doing psychology, what are you doing, Dad? And then you get in a little, you know, conversation. So it's brilliant. And of course, some people stay with you and some people don't. That's what I've had. I've had a few people over the last 8 months, like, the conversation just hasn't gone anywhere on Facebook, or when we're in person, maybe we've met up once and it's a little bit dry, and we're trying a little bit too much. So then you think, well, maybe we're not going to be friends. So then you just move on, and it ends up that naturally you just don't talk to each other anymore. And that's happened on a few occasions. I'd say a good 3 or 4 occasions that's happened on, and it's nothing to be feared or worried about, nothing bad. It's just, well, that's it, isn't it? You know, and so then other people I've met, boom, straight away, click, you know, it's just that click, you know, that lovely click that you get when you meet someone and you're like, yes, you're my person, you're another weird person like me, thank God, there's more of them in the world, we're not alone. So you go, I met one of these girls not long ago, actually, about 2 weeks ago. Lovely girl, and when I say she's weird, I mean in a very lovely way, I mean in a very loving manner, and I possibly should use the word eccentric, so I'm being a little bit kinder, but she's absolutely lovely, and we're talking about psychology, because she does psychology, and she's interested in dream interpretation and all these things. So there's all these people, you know, and it's brilliant, you know, and there's so much kind of passion in meeting people, and so I love that, you know, I absolutely love that. And I've met another person as well who was also interested in dream interpretation. I've I've met them loads of times now. I'm very, very familiar with them. Obviously, I've known them for 6 months now or more, something like that. Anyway, quite early on. It was early on in the course. And so there you go. It's another person. So it's nice. And of course, for me as a psychologist, I know the types of people when I meet them, whether I'm going to like them or not, like really not like them, but get on with them. You know what I mean? Like click. Because you can not really click with someone, but still really, really like them because they're a lovely personality. That's what I've noticed. Like, you can have a really lovely personality, but you don't like mega click. There's a little bit of clicking, but not much. But you can really love being friends with them. But the people that I'm talking about, the people that are really like my people, are high trait openness. Are like 2 standard deviations from right of the mean of trait openness. And that, of course, as I mentioned in videos before, is relating to openness to experiencing new things, to experiencing culture and art and aesthetics and philosophy and abstract ideas and psychological ideas even, and things like that. And all these sorts of things come into it. And even it might be, to a certain degree, although this might be a little bit more to do with trait extroversion, they might like nature and things like that. Although saying that, you can be very much an introvert and really, really like nature. So it might be, not necessarily so much tied to trait extroversion, maybe a little bit of openness in there. But yeah, and that's what I like. And so I know when I meet, and when you meet them, because they've just got this little bit of flair to them. When you meet someone who's pretty high in trait openness, they have something to them that makes you think, I want to be friends with this person. If you yourself are higher in trait openness. Now, of course, if you're watching me right now, likely thing is you are at least slightly higher, just a little bit above average in trait openness. Because no one can watch me without being slightly higher in trait openness. I turn them off. If you've got someone really high in trait conscientiousness but like really low in trait openness watching me, they'll be like, oh, I don't know, he's just a bit all over the place for me. He's a bit too much. He's a bit full on. I don't know where he's going and all the rest of it. Because to follow my thought patterns and my way of behaviour, you need to be of like mind. And if you're going to be of like mind, then you're going to be slightly higher in trait openness. So, yeah, so there we go. And I know, so I know those people, and it's brilliant, and I've met so many of them, so it is really good. Anyway, we'll get going in a minute, because I can tell that after about the 35 minute mark, I started to ramble quite a lot and go off the chat. So I was doing okay at the start, but then it really rambled, Use your early years well, Adz. Well, God, not so early anymore, are we? 25, it's getting on. 5 years, I'll be 30. That's incredible. Yeah, when I turned 25, I really thought about that. I thought, hang on, I'm closer to 30 now than I am to 20. And that is weird. 5 years is not a long time. In fact, 4.5 years now, practically. And that goes quick. And then I'll be 30. And that's saying something. I can't believe that. Can't believe it. Right then, let me just go down a bit. Get out and meet. Can't wait to get out and meet folks here when we don't need masks anymore. Yeah, I know, it's a bugger, innit, the masks and all that. I don't particularly like that. Yeah, it's not great. Oh, Renaissance man. I don't know what that's in reference to, but I've heard that phrase before. Anyway. You still haven't said if you've met a... Oh, sorry, PV. I didn't. Sorry, I completely forgot I was rambling on. No, right, well, I'll be very, very honest with you. I'll be very, very honest and open. It pains me. It pains me to do this because it really does, what shall we say, affect my masculinity. Or my... yeah, well, let's just say it pains my masculinity. I have been rejected by no less than 4 people. 4 women have rejected me. And so it's not a very nice feeling. And, you can only just keep going. You can be rejected by a million different women, but, it only takes one to say, oh, yeah, we'll go on a date, da-di-da-da. Because that's what I've done. I've asked people. I've been a gentleman. And I've been a gentleman. Some people would do it underhand. They'd try and sneak them around the flat and they'd, lay it on thick and then try and do some bloody touching up or whatever. No. I'm not like that. I'm not seducing them straight away or anything like that. No. Would you like to come on a date? I'm gentleman. Maybe I'm too gentlemanly. That's probably my problem. I am too nice. No more. I'm too nice. I'm going to say, come with me. You're coming on a date. Come on. Grab the arm. Let's go to bloody McDonald's. You know you want to. Let's get it. We'll get a big Mac down you. And then you can come back to mine. And we can do whatever you want, baby. So, maybe I am. Maybe I'm too nice. So we're going to do that. That's what we're going to do. No one's rejecting me then. That's... I have to say, it hurts my masculinity. Really, genuinely, I'm not joking. It hurts my masculinity. Or whatever it is inside me, it hurts my... Well, it's not masculinity. Well, I mean, I suppose it does hurt my masculinity in a sense, but it's like my... Not feelings. It does hurt my feelings, but not that. There's another word for it. You know what I mean? There's another word, but I don't know. You know what I'm on about anyway. But no, it is sad. It is sad. I can't get it. Can't catch a break, man. I can't catch a break, man. It's ridiculous. Although saying that, you do have to be aware the women I go for are generally above, what's that word? Over my league or above my league or whatever. Out of my league, there we go. They are out of my league. Like, I'm not telling you just like out of my league. They are, well, maybe one or two have been just slightly out of my league, but one or two also have been way out of my league. So it's like, well, so we'll see. There's another 2 years, and you better know, things are happening. So, but what can you do? So anyway, that's that story. So I haven't found a lady friend. I've been close. I will say I have been bloody close. I've been close on a couple of occasions. It's been like it has been a very close thing. But then, no, It really was on one occasion. It was like that. It was like... They're probably going to say... Like, honestly, the way they responded to me as well... The way they responded to me was like... Oh, actually, there is some feeling there. But they just didn't go. And I was like, oh... it was so close. It was... bugger it. What are you going to do? There he is. What do you mean there he is? Oh, Shazad's in. Hi, BCP. Is it time for Adz to cry? I do not know what he's on about. I'm in the same boat, quite a bit older, gonna date like mad when COVID is older. Older. I said older twice. Yeah, well, you can just go for it. Oh my, that's unfortunate, Adz. You're a charming guy. You will fight. Well, that's what everyone says. So, I'm not doing the whole... I've done the whole over going out there, what I'm going to do, trying to date or whatever, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find friends, be exactly who I am, be a little bit of a bastard as well, because every woman likes a bit of a bastard. I know what you're thinking. The women out there are like, no, I don't. I like a really nice guy, I really like a nice guy. I'll have I don't like any sort of bastard. No, look, every woman wants a little bit of a bastard. That's a fact. It's a fact of life, man. It's a fact of life. So you have to be a bit of a bastard. So I'm going to be who I am, be completely genuine, because there is definitely a bit of a bastard already in me. So I don't even need to put that on. So there we go, and then boom, done it. But maybe previously, maybe I've been a bit too much of a persona in the Jungian sense of, trying to be nice, I'll be gentlemanly about it, but really I should bin that off, So we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. But yeah, it's another year next year. Boom, get in there. That's what we do. It won't keep me down for long. I do get down, after rejection, it's natural. You get down. There's a bit of a time where you think, oh crap, no one wants me, oh crap this, oh crap the other. You do, it's natural. But then you have to rebound. You have to think, right, I'll put my focus in my work, I'll put my focus in my friends, let's go, and then you go on to the next one, and then, well, whatever happens there. So that's how I live my life, really. And you have to allow yourself the emotion. You have to allow yourself the fact that you might get a bit down, but then just move on from it, So we'll see. I think being too nice guy may be the problem, yeah. I was at an art school. It seemed the ladies liked the bad boy. Yeah, I know. The thing is, as I mentioned earlier on, I'm not really that much of a bad boy, so I've not really got much of that attitude to be able to give, but I can give a bit of it. There's certainly a bit of it within me, within the whole bad side and stuff like that. Right, and let me go there. Just be yourself. Be authentic. Be authentic. That's good advice. You be authentic, you be who you are, you be true to who you are, and you're golden. You're golden. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what the ladies want. Every woman is different. Well, yeah, very true. We are all individuals, and different people like different kind of personalities as well. Like, for example, because you've got these kind of like collective things that women and men look for in each other, let's say. But then you've also got the more very, very individual things, haven't you, that are very, very different for each individual. What I look for in someone is, and I know this because some of my friends, their girlfriends or their whoever they've dated, I wouldn't date them, and it's not because they're not a nice person. They're a brilliant person, brilliant girl or whatever, but I wouldn't, because it's just not what their personality, their anatomy, I could probably use a better word than that, their physical appearance, it's just not what I would go for. So there we go, and that's how it is. And so we all have these things that we look for in particular people. You see, for me, my particular type is the kind of the bad girl with the red lipstick and the sort of brunette hair and maybe one or two tattoos, and a bit of fire within her. Maybe she smokes a bit and all the rest of it. Like little things that make you think, shit, this girl's got a bit of fire. That's what I like. So obviously, there we go. That's why I get rejected all the time, because I'm not at all the type of guy she would ever go for, that particular woman. But no, but that's kind of, I like that, I like that type of woman. So, but whereas my friends, no, that's not at all what they would go for. So, it's different. It's how different people like different things. And of course, that's not to say that's my exclusive person that I like. There's many other different people. I often like quite nice girls as well, like who are just nice and maybe have just like a little bit of fire, but not much. Like they're just kind of a nice girl. So there's obviously variants of it and the different types, but that's like that first type I described. I really get on. I like that. There's a lot of attraction and allure in that. So yeah. I've got to find her physically desirable, funny, smart, with a lovely personality. I'm not asking for much. Brilliant. You look like a bad boy in that jacket. Well, yeah, but you can't. You see, you can't put it on, can you? I could say to you right now, I could portray myself like, yeah, I don't fucking care about it. You could put it on, but at the end of the day, that all falls apart. So what's the point? So yeah, it might look like I'm a bit of a bad guy, but unfortunately I'm not. So there we go. I'm sorry. I may look like a bad boy, but I'm really not. But anyway, we're gonna have to go now. Thank you very much for everyone for joining me. Oh, Shazad, just before I mentioned earlier in the video that we aren't doing ads cards anymore. Now look up there, no ads cards. Now, no more ads cards. But what we're going to do is we're going to do one stream where we have a big blowout of all the ads cards for anyone who's still got them, because I know you've got loads of ads cards. We'll do a stream and we'll blow them all out. Now, the reason why we're not doing ads cards, I touched upon it earlier on, is for me, for my psychological development, not the best thing for me to be doing the ads cards. It's very degrading. I'm standing up for myself. It's too degrading. And so I have to find a different way of entertaining and doing things on the channel, basically, on these live streams. So what we will do, because I didn't want just to like strip them away when people have got them and have spent money on them. What we are doing is we are doing a stream where we can have a blowout of them and we can just use them and we'll have a laugh and it'll be fun, and we'll do that, and then we'll move on and not do them anymore. But I didn't want to just strip them away straight away, because of course I know people have spent money on them, especially yourself, Shazad, and I want it to, I want to give one final time for them to be utilised. So next stream, well, maybe not next stream, maybe the stream after or something, whenever, in the next couple of weeks. It might even be a separate stream that I'll do. I might do it on Thursday, actually. I might do it on Thursday Talk, so that then people know where to go and what time it's at. But what I'm going to do is we'll do that. And then what I'll do is I'll activate it on OBS. I'll tell you that it's all activated. You can all go on Streamloops and you just send me tons of them and we'll just have a right old laugh with it and then we'll sort it. I know, right, Shazad? I know. How dare I stand up for myself? Look at this. I'm becoming a man. Shazad. Look, I'm standing up for myself. Look at that. I'm not having this. No more ads. Look at that. It's there in gold writing. How manly. That's manly, that is. Gold writing is manly. It's there in gold writing now. That's it. Standing up for myself. Do you plan on saying hello to people that stop by? How do you mean? In the chat? Yes. In this room? Hello, Gary. Hi there. No, there's no one in the room. No, but yeah, if anyone comes into the room, I'll say hi. The invisible ghost here that I'm shaking my hand off. But no, yeah, I'll be saying hi to people in the chat. I've tried to do that tonight, but God, it's so bad. Buying space. I think that was. Were you saying that I hadn't said hi to you? I'm sorry if I hadn't. But no, so, yeah, I've been rambling loads. I did say hi to everyone at the start, but since then I've been rambling. But it's nice to see you in anyway. I'm so glad that so many people have come in. I honestly thought that we'd only get 1 or 2 people in. I didn't think that we'd get like 12. No, we had 17 people in at one time. 17 people in. We've had loads of regulars in. Bearing in mind, I've not done a stream in like 6 months. I've not done Thursday Talks. Bearing in mind, it's not even a Thursday, it's a Friday, so no one even would have expected it. Yet here we go, people have turned up. So it's incredibly humbling to see so many people still here, still hanging around. The YouTube notifications must have just about worked as well. I don't know how that's gone on, because YouTube notifications aren't the best even at the worst. Is that the right thing? Best at the worst of times? I don't know. They aren't the best anyway. So yeah, it is just. I'm glad that people have been able to show up. So I'll just very, very quickly go for a couple more comments before I leave, and then I will be going. So yeah, anyway, hi there, Buying Space. Nice to see you in. The chair is damn relieved. Well, I didn't really do it on this chair, to be honest. It was the one at bloody home, that chair at home. Oh, I can't wait to get back to that chair. It's so good, that chair is. Right then. I like a girl with a good sense of humour and a bit of sassy and sarcastic. Yeah, I get that. I just kind of like a girl who's a bit kind of sassy. Yeah, I'll go with sassy. I'll agree with you on sassy, actually. Thanks, Adz. Great live. Great to see you back. No worries, Antoinette. Thank you very much for the super chat once again. It's very much appreciated. And I'll just double check to see if anyone else has got any more questions or anything. I don't think so. Adz theme song should be Ramble On by Led Zeppelin. I know, right? God, I ramble all the time. It's crazy. Right, that is everything. I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, new videos will be coming out soon on the channel, and I'll be back to reselling very soon as well. So we'll be doing some reselling videos. We may even be doing some Lego investing videos. I've got some plans with that. I'm a little bit worried, to tell you the truth, about doing investing videos. Because, as you may have noticed, over the last few months, cryptocurrency and things like that have gone up quite a lot in value, and obviously that means that I've made quite a good bit of money on cryptocurrency, And so I'm quite worried about doing investing videos, and I probably won't do in detail investing videos because I actually have a nice little chunk of money now, and I don't want that to be publicized everywhere on YouTube, particularly like, for example, if I'm taking screenshots, I don't want to be taking screenshots of things or anything like. I don't want to be taking doing crypto videos where I'm showing you all the different screens I have and all that, because it could just get a bit worrying. And I've got to be protective of the things that I have now. So yeah, we'll see on those kind of things. But certainly we'll do some Lego investing stuff. We'll do some reselling content. So stick around for that. And don't forget the poetry videos will be coming out as well over the next few weeks. There'll be some more poetry videos. So that being said, thank you very much for watching. It was lovely to see everyone in the chat. And I will see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. So it'll be next Thursday, 7 p.m. I'm going to set a reminder, an alert on my phone. We'll get back into this. We'll get back into the rhythm of it. And I will see you very soon. Bye for now.